Hey y'all, it's Coach K, and I would like to welcome you to episode 1 of Level Up. I am super excited about starting this series because it really is a passion of mine to help students figure out what's next after high school. I was once just like you. I didn't have any guidance, I didn't have any blueprint, or, anybody telling me how I should make that transition. So I really struggled a lot, and then I made a lot of mistakes. So it's my mission in life to really be that guiding light for students and help you guys to figure out how you're going to make this transition into real life. My goal with this podcast is to expose you to different people from different walks of life and really have them explain to you what their experience has been like in hopes of inspiring you. I hope that you'll hear something that'll spark that light in you and really make you want to chase that dream that you've been wanting to chase all your life. So I'm going to be interviewing entrepreneurs, students, teachers, community leaders, anybody that's willing to get in front of this mic, y'all. I'm going to interview them in hopes of sparking your curiosity. So on today's episode, we have a young lady by the name of Jayme McArthur. She is a student at UTArlington, and she is a junior going into her senior year. Now, Jayme is what I would call a young lady that's before her time. She's very intelligent and smart, and in my opinion, she's a visionary. She really sees what she wants and she goes after it. And I love the fact that she's a dreamer and that she is not afraid of working for what she wants. So I know that this is going to be very helpful for you guys. She's going to give you insight on college life, being active on campus, give you a little peep into Greek life and all that good stuff. The girl is dope. She's really dope, y'all. She lit and all that good stuff. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this show. All right, let's go. All right, I'm here with UTA student, Jayme McArthur. We are live at UTA, my old stomping grounds.
Right, we live, baby, we live.
Jayme, say what's up to everybody.
Hey, what's up?
We're starting a new series. I basically want to talk to all kinds of students and get their story and find out how they're liking their campus, what can be fixed, and, talk all about their college life. So
all about it.
Let's get on into it. But, what's your classification right now?
I am actually a senior. I'm finishing up my last semester as a junior. Woo-hoo.
She almost done. Y'all.
Almost done.
Is senior year a little different from freshman year?
Oh, man, it's a big difference. Freshman year, you're brand new. You don't know nobody. And it's a really big campus. So it's kind of like you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. But once you are a senior, it's kind of like I experienced everything. I'm ready to go. So you just ready to get out. So
what school did you go to at first?
I actually went to Tyler Junior College. I was there for 2 years, and then I transferred here to UTA.
And I bet that was a big difference since that is a junior college. And now you're
I
call this school the International School of Students.
Yes. Tyler Junior College was just so small. Everybody knew everybody. And it was just like a small campus you ain't got to walk far. But now you come to UTA, I didn't even know where to start. Yeah. I was just there. So it was a big difference.
You had to cross the bridge.
What? I was like, y'all got a bridge? I got a whole nother side of a campus? Who does that? Why?
This is too big.
I'm going back to Tyler.
Right, where things make sense.
Mm-hmm.
What initially made you want to come to college?
Actually, I didn't really have a choice.
Oh. Yeah.
My parents, ever since my junior year of high school, my parents was like, you need to start applying. You need to make sure your grades are right, community service down, because you're going to college. Yeah. You're not going nowhere else. It was kind of like a threat if you want to stay there, but you don't have to go to college, but you're getting kicked out the house if you don't go to college, and we're not helping. Yeah, you gotta go. So I was like, I'm going to college so I can stay on the insurance, still have my little car, you know. So it was basically you either going or you don't know where you're going. So it's a college route.
Did your parents go to college too?
My parents started off in college, but they didn't finish. They ended up going back later on, after they got married and had me and my sister. So they didn't get to finish, but yeah, they did go. They did go for a little bit.
That's good. So that means they know both sides, like how hard it can be without that degree and how much easier it is with it.
And I think that's what the point that we're trying to, because at first I was like, do I have to go to college? I don't want to go to college. And they were like, you need that degree. You need that degree. And I was like, well, I don't think I have a choice. So, yeah.
My mama telling me you choose a school or a uniform.
Basically.
My brother went the uniform route. I went the school
route.
He's in the military. He's been in it. He has 5 more years, and he'll be 20 years in.
Woo!
Retired at 35.
Bless his heart. Bless his heart.
You get to retire, and I gotta keep going.
Yep.
My career just started.
I know. It's the benefits of the military. They get you good.
Yeah, they do. What are you studying right now? What's your major?
My major right now is kinesiology, but a minor in public health. I was doing nursing at first, and they put me on the whole list for the nursing program for a whole year. I was like, what I'm gonna do for a year, bro? So I was like, no, I'm gonna just go ahead and change my major to kinesiology, so I can take the public health route, so I can still do what I wanted to do in public health. And public health is very broad, so it's good to pick something that you can switch around in. So that's why I picked public health.
So when you decided to change your major, it was more of a forced thing since you were on that list for so long. And they put you on a year list. How did you handle that? What was some things that you went through when you had to make the decision to switch your major?
Ooh, it was so hard because it was ever since I was in high school, I took clinical rotations. So it was even in high school, I was preparing myself to be a nurse. So I went to Tyler Junior College and I made my classes line up with the nursing program for Baylor. So after I got accepted into Baylor, I was like, cool, I'm ahead of the game. I got it. But then Baylor was too expensive. So I came to UTA, did all my classes for nursing, got in the program. It was I had all this stuff. And I didn't want to give it up.
Yeah.
So it was I don't want to switch my major because I did all this work for nursing.
Right.
But, at the end of the day, I had to think about it and, and I just prayed to God and I felt like it was kind of a push, you're going to have to now. Now I'm making you. I done told you, but now I'm going to have to make you.
Yeah, we sit on those nudges all the time. God tells us to do something, and we but Jesus, you playing, right?
But Jesus, when we talked about earlier, that wasn't me, baby girl. That was somebody else.
You say plans change real quick. But you are pretty much a living testament to you can switch your major and be okay.
And be okay.
Do you think it was the best decision?
I honestly do because I feel like, being a regular nurse, it's more of the background work, which I do like. I do like the background work. But what I realized with myself was I'm a little bit more sociable. So with public health, it's more sociable because it promotes, testing things, following diseases. You have to follow up with people, help them to keep from being out of the hospital, going into the hospital. And it's kind of that's what public health profession is. So I think it fit my personality more.
Yeah.
And me being so stuck in that mindset of nursing, even though it is probably not the best for me rather than public health, was kind of this is for you. I'm comfortable now. I'm ready to graduate. I'm cool to go out in the world and do what I'm supposed to do. So
that's good. That means that you also can impact policy.
Yes.
Broader
we talk about that all the time. We just had a quiz on health insurance and the Obamacare, Medicaid, and all that stuff. So, yeah, I could be a good advocate for that.
Yes, it's always good to be able to have that policy in your background. In education, that's the one thing.
I hope y'all hear that. Get your insurance.
You need that insurance policy with the low premium. But yeah, as you prepare to graduate, what is one of the main things you're focusing on as you transition out? What's something you've been really focusing in on this year?
Oh man, I think of everybody's fear. And everybody's fear is to be in the real world by themselves, and it's you can't make any boo-boos anymore. You're an adult now. So any boo-boo you make can affect you way bigger than now. But I would have to say that the most thing that I'm trying to prepare myself for is, getting a job and being financially stable. Especially, you don't have that extra financial aid money coming in to help you get a little push. Yeah, get your little push, It's not a lot, but that extra little $200 on the side can get you some good groceries. But it's you don't get that no more. So being financially stable, looking for a job now. I've actually been looking into jobs and internships now before my senior year.
Yeah.
Internships, I'll probably say, is the most important thing for your senior year.
Absolutely.
Get you a foot in the door. So when you do graduate, you know those people, they've watched you. You already know the program. But finding a place to stay, because you know, the money wise, so financially stable is probably one of the biggest things that you got to be prepared for.
Save your refund checks.
Yes.
Don't spend it all.
Don't spend it. I know
Buy
the new J's look good, but
buy at least one book this semester.
Right, or rent one.
Oh yes, let's rent, because I did rent all mine at the end when they finally started letting us rent. Because we had to buy ours. They was like, "Oh no, play that be $200."
No,
but yeah,
that's not right.
It's okay. We learned the loophole now. It's
right,
all good.
Finessing.
That is, kids. Finessing is what it takes to get through college.
Finesse.
Bruno said it best. Bruno Mars said it best.
Right. Finesse.
Well, let's get into some of the social stuff y'all face on campus.
Okay.
Like, how do you feel you've done maintaining your identity? How do you think that you've been able to coexist with all these different types of people that you meet every day?
Oh man, UTA is a big school. I mean, it's different cultures. So with being here at UTA and the different personalities, how I maintain it for myself is, number one, to have those friends to that know you, to be like, Jayme, you know that you don't do this, you know you don't do that. And then, you know, it took me a while to find those friends. So instead what I did was I would actually take myself out of, you know, everyone that's around me and take that time to myself just to kind of recuperate, get myself together. Like, Jayme, you did this yesterday. Today's a brand new day. You know better. Get it together. I mean, you don't want to miss out on all the activities and events, but you have to, kind of. It's like you have to pull yourself back and get refocused and get back on your stuff. So,
because you're here to graduate, guys.
You're here to graduate, not be a part of every organization. Don't mess up like I did. Okay.
You know, you can be active. I'm a big advocate for that. Be active, but in your own way.
Yes.
You don't have to be on the executive board of every organization. You're going to kill yourself.
Remember, the priority is to graduate, your grades, your school. You're here for that first.
Absolutely.
Then it's all, then be active, then do this and that and that and this, then do all that.
Because if your grades aren't right, you can't be active anyway.
What? Because you off the list, not a member.
Like, excuse me, you dropped a little 2.1, 2.5. Right.
So you have to go.
Did your definition of a friend change when you got to college?
No, not really. I would have to say my definition of a friend has always fairly been the same, but it tweaked just a tad bit. Now being in college and being more mature, my definition of a friend is more harder of the support part. You know, my friend also has to be going somewhere themselves to understand that some of the decisions that I do make is so I can go far in life and do what I'm supposed to do. At first, my friendship was, you know, just the regular stuff, always there when I call on you. And, you know, we hang out together and they like the same things I like. But now it's more like, is your mindset where my mindset is at? So it just tweaked just a tidbit.
Yes, I always say my friends have to grind just as hard as me.
Yes, and push each other through it, because you're going to need it.
There's nothing better than having a good support system. Like, I would never trade the support system that I have now, but I had to weed out some. You got to weed them out, man. In college, you might not end with the same friend group that you started with. And I think it's more important to tell kids that, because they feel like, oh, this is my best friend. She ain't going nowhere. No, she gonna be gone next week.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Do you have roommates?
I do have roommates. I don't live in a dorm though. I live in a kind of like a student apartment living. Having a roommate is not too bad. I do encourage to be roommates with somebody that you know. The only reason why I say that is because I've been paired with people. They weren't bad people. We just had different culture backgrounds. Okay. So it was kind of like the things that I'm used to doing in my house, they don't agree with. So it's kind of hard for you to be yourself in your own house, because you have somebody, you have to accommodate everybody else. So I would just have to say that about having the whole roommate thing.
Have you always lived in like apartment, student living?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, even in Tyler.
Even in Tyler. Ooh, thank God. Look, I don't know how I pulled that off, but thank God.
It's always best. I feel like dorm life is a ticking time bomb, honestly. I really feel like it can kind of go real left because the space is so small.
Yes.
And if you are like me, I'm a clean freak.
Ooh.
So I just like to have my house clean.
See, it's the space thing. Like, I'm a very, like, kind of private person. So it's kind of like for someone to be there watching me, laying there next to me, I would get creeped out. I'd be like, stop looking. Like, I'm trying to look at me and you looking at me. We looking at each other like, what's up? You know, I don't think I like this.
That's funny. When I looked for my college, I definitely looked at the dorm, what they had to offer. That was a part of my little regimen. I went to Lamar.
Oh, okay.
So they had the apartments. So I was happy about that. We had our own rooms. We just had to share the living room and the bathroom. And
see, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
We got a whole wall.
That separation is what I need. Wall. Yes, Lord.
But yeah. Well, with us being on campus, or with you being on campus, I should say, there's men here and girls here. You know, everybody always calls somebody best friend.
Oh, yeah.
Do you truly feel like men and women can really be friends?
I do. I really do. I know there's a lot of conflict between that one, but I feel like they can be best friends. I have a couple of guy friends, and, you know, one just called me the other day and told me about his spiel about his girlfriend, but I just feel like you can be, just as long as that it's that level of respect, especially if you have a significant other. They have to respect that. You have to respect that. You just have to be mature when it comes to that type of things. So I feel like you can have a best friend, just have that level of respect.
Yes. That's no all. Netflix and chill with your friend.
No, that's not right.
That's
you
not
can't
right.
You can't hold hands with your best friends and try to grab her booty. It don't work that way.
This is not friends. Y'all are not there. It's okay.
I took a double shot of that Starbucks one. Never again. I feel like I was in a crazy house.
Oh, no.
I know.
So you don't drink coffee? Do you drink coffee?
I drink coffee. Being in college, you gotta drink coffee. You better find the free coffee place and get you some coffee. I love coffee though, but at double shot Starbucks, oh boy, I was on some other stuff. Like I didn't know if I was on crack. I don't know what they put in
the jitters.
Yeah, I was jittering and all over the place. Everybody like, what's wrong with you? I was like, girl, I need some coffee. So nah, I ain't doing the double shot Starbucks no more.
You do that when you starting to do those all nighters.
What?
Which
what?
I'm probably sure you're doing right now.
What? A whole weeker is what I call it.
A whole weeker?
Yeah, a whole weeker. So, Lord, I'm so ready to be out.
What is your number one study tip for somebody like that's about to go to college?
Start early.
Start early.
Start early. Whatever you do not. And I know everyone hears this all the time, and we're just like, procrastinating. Do not. I repeat, do not. Do you hear the struggle in my voice from procrastinating? Do not procrastinate. Try to study a week ahead of time. And every day, take a chapter, run through it. Every day, take a chapter, run through it. Then that last night, before you take the test, it's easy for you just to run through stuff. Run through stuff. Repeat it to yourself over and over again. Do not study if you cannot focus. Do not study with other people. Don't go to the library.
That's true.
Hey girl, let's all meet up at the library and study together. You're not gonna study. You're gonna talk. You gonna talk. So if you can't focus being around your friends and study by yourself. Study by yourself. Tell your homegirl, no, I gotta study by myself, okay?
We ain't doing no store runs. That's the excuse to get out of it. We used to always be like, I'm going to do a store run. Anybody want something?
Right.
Never
just so
return.
You know. And then it's always like, girl, did you hear about so-and-so? And so I was like, girl, no, she got the new president position, girl. Yes. And you're talking about that. You forgot to study.
Yeah.
So
You forgot to study.
And before you know it, you in the classroom taking the test, thinking about how so-and-so the president. Don't work that way.
What class would you say it has been your hardest throughout your whole college career?
Ooh, I took a long time to debate on that one. And it would probably either have to be math. I just told you about math when I got here. Math or anatomy and physiology.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Everybody talks about that. Anatomy and physiology.
UTAs is horrible.
Hard. But I feel like anatomy and physiology isn't as bad. It's just a lot of material.
Yeah.
And you have to, it's one of those subjects that you have to get and stored in your mind. Because if you don't, the minute you study it, about 10 minutes later, you forget.
Yeah.
So it's out of those two.
Kinesiology is a really big major here at UTA, and I think that they make it a little bit hard because they want to keep their reputation
high,
way up here. Science and math is hard at this school.
Yes, Lord, yes.
Because this school is on its way to being a STEM school.
Oh, it's already a STEM school. We got like 3 engineering buildings. So,
like 3 engineering buildings?
Yep, and 1 social work building, post-social work.
The old social work building.
They used to be a high school.
Do you think that people choose their major based on what their culture is?
Ooh, I thought about this too. It's hard for me to say because I see, of course, I see majority of a culture in a major, but then yet again, you have those people that don't have that culture that's in that major,
right? And
they do very, very well. So, it's hard because I was thinking about it before I came here, and I'm just like, I don't know. That's a good question.
What about you? Did your culture influence your choice?
It did and it didn't. So it's kind of like, like I've been taught. You only got 50% of your parents and 50% of yourself.
Right.
So it's kind of like it depends on what route you want to take. So it's kind of like you can have a family full of doctors, medical examiners, and stuff like that. And you can follow that path, that 50% of your parents, but then you can have your own path where you want to be a musician. Yeah. So it depends on, I would have to say 50% your culture and 50% of what you're exposed to.
It's always a black sheep.
Yeah, you never really know.
So do you think that it's important for the campus to represent all different cultures on campus, like to create programs and majors and all that different kind of stuff for each culture?
I really do. I honestly do. Especially being a freshman, you're so quick to find people that look like you. And maybe you do need that jump start for you to get out there is to be with people that look like you. So you can feel comfortable. And then once you feel comfortable with yourself and you understand who you are, then you can disperse to other cultures. But then you have to start off with that group that you know that you can go to that looks like you. Right. So for it to be a big, diverse campus, a lot of people go here for that, but it's for those people that's already comfortable in their own skin. So,
yeah. Do you think that, how can I say this? Do you think sometimes people navigate or gravitate towards other cultures because their own culture doesn't accept them or welcome them the way that they feel like they should?
Ooh. Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a possibility. I do feel like at the end of the day, whoever you are is where you're going to gravitate to. Even if you can be, I don't know, you can be Asian, but you've been raised around a lot of African Americans, you're going to gravitate more towards the African Americans. Yes, they do. They love hip hop.
And we love Asians. I'm going to shout out my favorite Asian. Her name is Stephanie. She's a Delta. She graduated from TCU. She's one of my favorites.
Look, Stephanie in there. But that's just honestly how I feel. I don't feel like it's more of not being accepted. I just feel like it's more of not feeling comfortable within yourself. So you gravitate somewhere else where you do feel comfortable. So whoever you are inside is where you're going to gravitate to.
Okay. So how do you feel about the Black community on campus right now?
The Black community right now for UTA is falling apart. But I know nobody expected me to say that just like that, but it is, unfortunately. And I've had a good discussion with Dr. Hill about it. And basically we've been kind of getting all the leaders on campus together just to kind of, work out the kinks and stuff like that. And basically what we had discussed was I had told her, where I came from, you see another African American, you speak, it's just something that we were just brought up with, that silent head nod, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Don't know you, but what's up? You know what I'm saying? But it's like you have all these different cultures, and she calls it the European culture. So, here in America, we are very, very friendly. Yeah. We are very friendly here in America, but in other cultures, they're not so friendly. The whole speaking and not knowing people is kind of weird to them. So we adapted to what they are because it's more of them here than us here. So it's kind of, we adapted that, not speaking to each other. I don't know you. Who are you? Rather than what we were raised with, like you see another African American, you speak. So I think that's why our community is falling apart.
Okay. So what do you think we need to do as a whole to make it better? Like students on campus and leaders and alumni, what can we do to help y'all a little bit more?
I would first have to say is lead by example. A lot of us do know what we're supposed to do, speak to one another, support one another, be there for one another. But then we have our moments where we slack. And then people that's below us, I don't want to say below us, but younger than us that's coming up, they see what we do. And they're kind of like, well, I mean, this is what I'm supposed to do. You know, they kind of follow what's going on so they can fit in. So lead by example, number one. Stay connected to one another. You know, whether if somebody goes to a whole different school, you know, try to stay connected, keep in touch with that person, make sure that they're okay. And then hopefully they have the heart to be like, you know, so-and-so always check on me. I'm going to go check on somebody else. Number three, you know, pass the torch. You know, what y'all do here that works, make sure you pass that to the people that's coming up in your position. Make sure you let them know the kinks, what you need to do, what you don't need to do. And I feel like once all of that, add in some respect, everything is cool.
For a lot of respect.
Like the salt sprinkle,
and a little bit of sauce.
Yeah. Too much sauce.
Too much sauce. That's the problem. We got too much sauce.
All right. I think we're too cool for school.
Too cool for school. Yes. What all organizations are you a part of on campus?
Oh, y'all ready for the list or what? I just got the position for membership of NAACP. I'm planning on getting the membership for National Association of Color Women's Club. I'm part of Student Health Advisory Committee. I'm a part of CAS, Emerging Leader and Emerging Scholars. Yeah, baby CAS. I'm applying for the Multicultural Affairs position for Health and Awareness. Is that it?
Jayme is busy, y'all.
Yes, all day, every day. I think that's it. Organization-wise, yes, that is it. So,
how do you feel being a part of all of those organizations will help shape you for your professional life? Like, for what's next?
Ooh, I like this question. I do, because, you know, a lot of people are like, why be involved? Why, you know, and I feel like it's extremely important. But I feel like being in these positions will help me stay focused for myself. You know, it's like I have to be ahead of the game because other people are dependent on me. You know, when you're just going to school by yourself, taking classes by yourself, you're just like, it's all about me. If I don't want it, I don't want it. But when you do these positions, it's kind of like you have to take in consideration the organization itself. So it's like you have to do your job so the organization can keep going. And then not even just that, you learn how to take notes. You learn a lot of resources on campus I had no idea about. Like free stuff. Then you learn how to conduct a meeting. You learn how to speak professionally because a lot of times the organizations talk to other organizations and teaming up together. You learn how to work with people. When you get into the real world, somebody might be a different background, but you got to learn how to work with them. So it's so much. It is. I'm so excited.
I'm so proud of you, though. That's great. I'm very happy that you're being very active because a lot of people can say, I want things to change, but they won't put the action behind those words. The words don't mean anything without action.
At all.
I'm very happy and proud of you for
Girl,
doing all of that.
You're going to make me cry. You better stop.
But yes, I feel like I tell my students all the time that going to college is not about just class. It's about picking up on all those skills. And that way when you graduate, you can say, I may not have the degree that you want, but I have this laundry list of skills. And the skills go past this piece of paper any day.
Yep, so any day.
It's just a piece of paper, guys.
Because a lot of people can graduate and, you know, they might be book smart, but it's kind of like, did you grow as a person? You know, did you actually mature? And I feel like being a part of these organizations, you talk to people, you get to know the people, and you get to think about their perspective of things, and it gives you time to grow and mature within yourself. So.
Because you're not going to like everybody that you work with.
Oh, no, ma'am.
So being able to coexist peacefully.
Keyword. Peacefully.
Will take you a long way because in the real world, it gets real, super real.
Ooh.
And
look, ooh.
You do not like everybody. Look, I said that already, but I'm going to say it again.
Right.
Who is someone on campus that has really impacted you in a major way?
Ooh. I would have to say Miss Latoya. She probably would cry.
I love Latoya.
I know, she probably would cry. But before Miss Latoya, being her intern, I didn't know anything. I was, I was that student that wasn't involved in nothing. I was just kind of walking around, wishing I was home, wishing I wasn't even here.
Yeah.
But yet again, I was that student just going to class and going home.
Right.
And, it was kind of like she was honest with me.
Yeah.
She didn't baby me. She didn't, she was like, you need to grow up, ma'am. What you think this is? You think you're just going to come here and leave? No, you need to get involved. You need to, and then not even just that, being involved, she pushed me. It's kind of like you don't want to do something, but if you had that person that push you because they should push you, but you don't want to be pushed, she pushes. I don't even think she pushed me. I think she kicked me.
Yeah.
So I have to say, find somebody like that that's older, that's been here, that has all the answers to the questions that you have.
And if she didn't have them, she can find them.
She will drag you to go find it. Like, Miss Latoya don't play no games. Yes. So I would have to say she made a big impact on me.
That's great, yes. It's always great to have somebody that's on campus and invested on campus to be your backbone and like really push you to do great things, because I think that we've all been pushed in some type of way.
Yeah.
Like you said at the beginning, you wouldn't be in college if your parents didn't give you that ultimatum.
Yes.
So that was the ultimate push.
You'd be mad at first, like, oh, I don't want to do this. But then after a while, you'd be like, okay, maybe you're right, maybe.
But I ain't going to tell you that, though.
Right. I ain't going to tell you. I ain't going to let you know.
So are you super excited about all these Greeks coming back on campus?
I am excited. I am super, super excited. I feel like it's going to be a lot of the Black community that's going to be Greek. So hopefully the fact that a lot of us are Greek, we will have that level of respect and that everybody can, kind of understand where everybody's coming from, because everybody's kind of Greek. So I'm excited. I don't know about everybody else, but I am.
Yes. Do you think that the campus holds Greek leaders up to the same standard as student leaders?
No. I think Greek leaders are held to a higher standard. So that's why I feel like being in a Greek organization, I feel like you have to hold yourself to that high expectation as well. I do feel like Greeks, I have to say student leaders are a little bit different, because I feel like Greek leaders their main thing to do is support the community. Not saying that student leaders don't, but that probably might be second to what they have to do. But Greek organizations, I feel like their first one is to serve the community, to be the leaders for the community, to make sure the community is doing the right things.
Right, because that's what NPHC was founded upon.
Yes.
We are a family under that umbrella.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of times Greeks forget about that part of the history. It's like we wouldn't be if it wasn't for NPHC. Oh, that's wrong. But we wouldn't be without NPHC. So it's also very important that we remember that. I know I'm very excited about it. I feel like having a Greek presence on campus will kind of unify the Black community a little bit, but it's gonna take a little bit more work from everybody involved to do, to get to where we want to get. What is a goal that you have for this community, even as you exit? What is your main goal, or what do you want to see?
I would have to say for UTA's community, what I would want to see is starting off with us first. I feel like if you want to make a difference in the community, you got to make a difference within yourself. Okay. And I feel like for right now, the Black community is kind of trickling. So I feel like we have to fix ourselves first. So my goal is to at least get the leaders to realize what their purpose is and realize what needs to be fixed and how to work together and how to be professional and hold themselves to that standards, so that they can, help the community, and then the people that's coming in after them, they can pass that torch. So it's like everybody that's been here, say somebody comes in their freshman year, it's already held up to that high expectation. Right. So it's like every year from now, the expectation gets higher and higher. So once you come in as a freshman, that expectation is high and where it needs to be.
And we're hitting the mark.
Yep, this is the mark.
We got to hit the mark.
Right.
We're missing the mark.
Yep, missing a whole bunch of marks.
A whole bunch of marks.
We're going to get there. It take time.
Take plenty of time. But we need to be actively trying.
Yes.
I was watching an interview on The Breakfast Club. Do you watch The Breakfast Club? Or know about The Breakfast Club?
Not too much.
Not too much?
Yeah.
Well, David Banner was on there.
David Banner.
David Banner.
Yeah.
He visited our campus a little bit ago. For
TAS,
yeah. So we got to meet him. But he was talking about how racists are being racism is like something that Black people should do because he said, this is how he broke it down. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, you see me? I'm like, what the heck?
He said that the word race means to take care of your own, right? And then he said ism is the action. So racism is the act of taking care of your own. And he said white people do that. He said they make sure they have everything first. They get the awards first. They get the opportunities first. And then everybody else falls by the wayside. And he said the reason why we're failing as a culture is because we're not racist enough.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's like I agree, you know, we should look out for our own, you know, I get that. But my thing is that you can't get something just because the color of your skin. And
Absolutely.
I think that's what we say to, you know, to Caucasian. You, just because you look that way doesn't mean you deserve it.
Absolutely.
Now, if I have my homegirl who's African American, she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to apply for the job under you. And I'm like, yeah, girl, apply. But then I have, you know, a white girl come in and she actually is doing what she's supposed to do. I'm going to hire her. It's not the fact that I'm not looking out for my own.
Right.
It's the fact of you have to work hard for what you want.
Right.
You know, and I can't help you unless you want to be helped.
Yeah.
Now, if she says, help me train for this so I can get the position, I will give up my time to train her because I'm looking out for her.
Right.
So it's like I get what he means. You know, you want to look out for your own, but yet again, make sure your own is doing their part.
Yeah.
It's just like what Jesus said. You can ask for it, but you got to do it as well.
Faith.
So, yeah. So
Faith without work.
Yep, thank you. So you got to work hard for what you want. Just
Absolutely.
because you're Black don't mean you don't get it.
Absolutely. I kind of, I get where he was going with it.
Yeah.
I think he threw me real quick when he said racism. I said, that's not something we like.
David Banner, I thought I liked you, man. What's going on?
Man, every time I see David Banner, I still hear the music that he made.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I see the new image. It's like,
Not the same.
I'm in the middle somewhere, guys. But yeah, his statement was very, very strong. I think he said stuff like that to make me talk about it.
Yeah.
Or to start the conversation. So I think that he has something. I think we definitely need to be more active in developing our own because that's what we don't do. We don't develop, we give.
Yeah.
So when you leave, they're still in the same space that they're in.
Yeah.
They were in before. So
basically,
I think that we need to be better at organizing and creating opportunities where they can develop and become leaders. You bring them up to leadership status and then they'll go off and start something. So I think that's what we need to do.
Yes. I like
gotta
that.
organize and spread out. Organize and spread out.
I like that. I like that.
So, as you go into your senior year, what is something that, what would you tell the younger you? What is like advice that you would tell the younger person?
I would tell my younger me, I don't want to say don't worry, but relax. Relax. You're going to make it. You're going to graduate. It might take you longer than everybody else, but you're going to do it. And if you stay focused, don't get distracted, and don't be afraid to live your life. You know, this is your college life. I'm not saying go out and don't go to classes and just go party. But what I'm saying is live, experience, learn, you know. Yes. And I was talking to my professor about this because I went on a lot of trips with NAACP. I went to a youth summit, and then I went for health services for a symposium for alcohol awareness. And I kept telling her, you know, I feel bad for missing class and actually have an excuse why I'm missing class. And one thing she had told me was, you know, she kind of has her own business. And she was basically telling me, you know, I'm glad that you're going out and experiencing because this is what, you know, people like me hiring people, this is what we want to know, that you're going out there, that you're experiencing things, that you're not just in your books, because you're just going to be book smart, you know, you're going to have more than just the books, you're going to have the actual experience. So live your life, man, live your life, take advantage of stuff.
Go on a trip or two.
Yeah, not too many.
Hang out with some people that don't look like you.
Right, learn some things.
Learn some things.
Yeah.
Go to that Indian activity.
Hey, they have fun.
That food too.
Yes. You know, this one girl, she was doing dance. I said, how you do that, girl? And she showed me. I was like, I like this dance. I like this. So,
I'm going to ask you this question real quick. Do you think that people go to college to prepare just for a job, or do you think that society has taught them that that's the only way?
I feel like society taught them that's the only way. I feel like people go to college because everybody knows you're supposed to go to college to get your education. Right. And that's it. Go to college so you can get a degree and get a better job. Go to college to get your education so you can have a better job. But then yet again, you have other things around to help you grow within yourself. And I feel like that's important. So I do feel like society instilled that in our minds. So
we have to teach people to be entrepreneurs.
Yep, that's good. Go ahead, Miss Katrina.
I really do feel like people, they don't get that little crash course. Like, it seems like that's all you have. It's either go to school or military.
Basically, that's everybody's choice.
That's everybody's choice. Well, okay, so how do you feel Greek relations and student relations are on campus?
For the most part, I would have to say they're pretty good. Mm-hmm. But like we talked about before, it was that whole holding yourself to a higher standard. Mm-hmm. And right now, we do have a lot of problems with people becoming Greek, and then they let those letters and those colors affect and completely change who they are. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's kind of like you weren't like this before you were Greek. Right. You know, you were who your name was first. Then you became Greek. Yeah. So it's like, stay true to who you are. Who you are is what made you accepted to be a Greek. Yeah. You know, and don't forget that. But a lot of people get the, oh, I'm this now. Oh, I'm that now. I can do this and I can do that. But just because you do have that leadership position because you are Greek doesn't mean that you have a right to do a lot of things that you do. And bullying is one of them.
Yeah. We too old for bullying.
Too old for bullying. Just because... You know, little Sally Sue over there is minding her business. Just because you're a Greek don't mean you need to go over there and be like, do you have a problem? Why are you looking at us like that? She got a right to look wherever she want to look. And if she got glasses, she can look all four ways. So don't do that. That's not nice. And that's how Greeks end up getting a bad reputation because they known to gang up and do things that they not supposed to be doing.
That's true.
So
I can speak from the Greek side since I am Greek. When I went Greek, I made it a point to make sure that I was an individual. Like people probably got irritated with me because I would be like, don't call me Zeta Katrina. My name is Katrina. Yeah. Put Zeta behind that. Don't put it in front of my name. I think that a lot of times people go Greek to get status. Yeah. And that's when you get the mixed signals like, oh, I need to be acting like this because I am Greek. But what people need to realize is Greek life should fit the individual, not the other way around. Exactly. So if you are Greek or you plan on going Greek, you need to know that your job is to find other people to be Greek. Like, you need the community more than they need you. Yep. You're a spectacle. They're prospects.
Basically.
So they're looking at you because you're doing something that's making them look at you, or you making these letters so big. Yeah. I just think that our founders would be rolling over in their grave if they knew all the stuff we're doing in our letters and in the way that we represent on campus. So, know who you are before you go Greek.
Please know. And make sure you look at every single one and choose which one that fits for you. Don't be the one that your mama and all them is. You know, that might not fit you. You might see another one that you're more interested in or you feel like might fit you more, and that's okay. You know, that's who you are. That's what you go for. So.
And I will take your hand and take you to each table.
Right.
As a Zeta.
To make sure.
Like, let me introduce you to these deltas. Let's go here.
Right.
Go to the SG rows.
Girl, you love to just dress up and look nice every day and wear heels every day. Let me take you to these AKs.
If you fit the AKs, that is more than you fit us. So
right.
I'm going to give them a gift. Get a gift today at AKs.
Right.
But I have love for all D9. Like, I love Greeks. I feel like when it's good, it's good. And when I was here, I can say it was good. We made so many good partnerships and friendships just off of the basis of being Greek. Like, I feel like we understood that it was bigger than us. Yeah. And we made it a point to go to other councils as well. Yeah. So I don't want to say white Greeks, but the Caucasian Greeks. We were over on Greek Road with them and all of that. So, you know, I feel like you have to expand your Greekdom as well. Yep. Exactly. Outside of your campus, outside of your city, outside of your state. Go travel, see some other people.
All right, that's what regionals and nationals is for.
Yes, be active. Be active. I'm not active right now, but that's my choice.
Miss Katrina, how you gonna say that? You're not active.
I can say because I'm not active because I chose my business over being active. Yeah. Like if I'm going to spend $2,000, I'd rather invest it in my business. Yeah. And that takes it back to being an individual first. Yeah. So I have to eat. These letters aren't going to feed me.
They're not. Look, they're not.
I have to work. These letters aren't going to give me a job. So I had to, make real life decisions based off of my life and not off of what I would want to do. So I'm not active, and it's okay.
That's okay.
But I feel like I still do just as much work by myself as I would if I'm in the organization.
Yep.
So
staying true to yourself.
I'm still. But Miss Jayme, I think that's all I want to talk to you about today. I'm very grateful and happy that you had time for me today.
Yes, ma'am. I had to make time. I was like, Miss Katrina, girl, I got you. Put it in my planner. Get a planner, folks. Yes. Get a planner.
If you don't, put it in your phone. If you don't have a planner, put it in your phone.
Ooh,
because for me, if it's not in that calendar, it's not real.
To me, yes. It happens all the time. I come into work and Miss T is like, so don't you have something going on today? And I'm like, no. She's like, look at your planner. I was like, oh, yeah. If it's not there, irrelevant. Don't even think about it at all. Don't think about it.
Well, Miss Jayme, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Oh, my God, I'm so excited. My name is Jayme McArthur. I attend University of Texas at Arlington. I'll be graduating spring 2018. Whoop, whoop. Level up.